Hello fellow RVers, it's a beautiful day. Today we're leaving Bullocksville State Park and we'll be making the short 17-mile trip north to the North Bend Corps of Engineers Park. And we've heard it's really nice. And also around the end of this video we'll have another cooking segment. I'll be grilling T-bone steaks on my new Ninja Woodfire Pro, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But before we get into it, let's roll that intro. Back when I was a boy, I lived in West Virginia, but during the summers I'd come and visit my aunt and uncle here in North Carolina. Just about every weekend my uncle would hitch up his boat and we would head to Kerr Lake. Sometimes he called it Bugg's Island Lake. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. On the right up ahead you'll see the Dollar General. We'll make a left here, and after that there's an interesting little store that Rennie and I want to see. This is Buchanan Store. Cookie Curran, the Kerr owner, was interviewed by WRAL TV, and she's been the Kerr owner since 2014. She said it was opened in 1878 by her grandfather's two older brothers. It's still thriving today. They have a sign inside that says, "If we ain't got it, you don't need it." Well, Rennie and I went inside, and I believe that sign. I've never seen so much stuff in such a small space in all my life. They had fishing supplies, RV supplies, hardware, life preservers, collectibles, sunglasses, clothing, a deli, and even a great big hornet's nest. There are solar farms all over North Carolina. This group here off to the right is a smaller one covering 165 acres. I love the idea of solar, but I hate to see so much land covered with these panels. Right now, North Carolina is number 4 in the country and has over 38,000 acres covered with these panels. 62% of that used to be cropland, and 13% used to be timberland. I'm not sure that all that coverage is a good thing. Sorry, that's just me. Off to the left here is the road to Kimble Point. I remember going there one time as a boy with my aunt and uncle. Now this place is really nice. This is Kimble Oaks. Portions of it was built in 1848. This is a fine example of a Southern colonial style mansion. Alan Kimble grew up here as a boy, and after retiring from the U.S. Army in 1992, he and his wife Jeanette returned to live here and nurture this beautiful historic place. Unfortunately, Mr. Kimble passed away in 2022. Well, here we are at the Virginia line. Here is Bethesda Baptist Church. I stopped here because of this banner. Campers welcome, come as you are. Boy, does this place bring back memories. Now I know why my uncle called it Bugg's Island Lake. You'll see Bugg's Island in just a minute. I'd already learned how to swim in the creeks of West Virginia, but my uncle taught me how to ski and drive a boat on this lake. Just some interesting facts. Kerr Lake, or Bugg's Island Lake as the Virginians like to call it, has 850 miles of shoreline and covers over 50,000 acres. It averages around 30 feet deep, but it's 100 feet deep here at the dam. 700 men worked each of 3 shifts a day. That's 2,100 men total, 365 days a year for 4.5 years to complete the dam. Another interesting fact, back in the early 1900s, there was a train trestle towering 80 feet above Nutbush Creek. There was a forest fire around that time and it scorched the bridge, but it was determined that the trestle was still structurally sound. On March 27, 1918, engine number 2 of the Seaboard and Roanoke Railroads made its way across the trestle. Midway, the structure collapsed and the engine fell to the bottom of Nutbush Creek, lodged in the mud. The engine still lies beneath the surface of Kerr Lake in the Nutbush Creek area. Some say that the divers still descend to the wreckage and ring the engine number 2 bell. This is Tugboat Dan. This 50-foot vessel was constructed in 1937 and served in World War II. In 1948, she became part of the Corps of Engineers. Dan's new responsibilities included raising sunken boats and driftwood from Kerr Lake. She also pushed an 82-foot barge. Dan was retired in 1992 after 55 long years of service. I'm glad we're following these other campers in. I guess the far right lane is the check-in lane.
Got some campers ahead of us. Checking in. Check-in was 4 o'clock. We're running around 5.
Okay, we got checked in and we're on our way. The couple that checked us in was a husband and wife, older couple, probably retired. They were so kind and helpful. So far, North Bend is living up to the 9.3 star rating. Okay, here's the dump station. I won't be using that. I'm so glad that I installed my own dump station at home. There's a crosswalk. This park has really nice paved trails. Not all of them are paved, but this one is nice. We'll take a right here. Another crosswalk. Pretty impressive. This is a C-section. Well, we're not having a baby, but this is a C-section. You know what I mean.
152, is that it?
That's it.
Boy, was it ever hard getting backed in. The back end is down a small hill, and across the street is a deep ditch. The back end is hindered by these timbers. Oh well, I made it in and we're set up. I will say our campsite is really nice. 50 amp service and water is where it ought to be. Well, we're hanging over about 6 feet here. That's interesting. Those steps go right down to the water. The views here are great. Here's a typical fire ring, a really big area here. And a picnic table, a really nice spot. Greenie is inside fixing supper, well, dinner, whatever you want to call it. Here's our view of a beautiful sunset from our dining room table. This is a fast, easy, and delicious meal. Heat up some meatballs in the microwave, add marinara sauce and some Italian seasoning, heat it up. Put some of the mixture on a hoagie bun, sprinkle it with mozzarella cheese, heat it up again, and voila! An amazing meatball sub. Good morning. Well, it's actually closer to noon. We're going to tour the campground today. This is right down from our site. These sites are 153 to 164. They have no hookups, but really great views. And these are the sites in the 180s to up to around the 190. They have amazing views. Off to the left here is site number 191 and an amazing beach and swim area. This is really nice. And here's some bathrooms and showers, and there's several of these throughout the park. And here's a nice playground, several of these too. I'm telling you, they have done an excellent job on this park. It's kept up very well. And I forgot to mention Section C has sites from 140 to 200. We'll turn here and head down to the boat ramp. We can actually see it out our back window from our campsite. The boat ramp is really nice. And from here, we can actually see our beautiful reflection 337. Stella, we call her. And of course, a handy bathroom. We'll now head over to Section D. This causeway is interesting. I don't think two RVs could meet each other on this road. Of course, here's a shower house and playground for Section D. Section D has sites 201 to 249, and most of them have electric and water hookups except for sites 201 to 210. Okay, now we're in Section B, sites 78 through 139. There are 3 shower houses in this section. This is site 126. It's a pull-through with electric and water. There are some amazing views in this section. And another shower house for this area. Well, I'm sorry for not giving you a detailed review of all the campsites. It literally would take all day long. I highly recommend that you come here and see it for yourself. I'll leave you with our new cooking segment.
And now, the cooking segment.
Okay, thanks for joining me for our cooking segment. Today, I have these 2 T-bones that Renee has already coated with Lowry seasoned salt on both sides. And I like to coat with some olive oil spray so the steaks won't stick. I have my new Ninja Woodfire Pro with a grill plate heated to the maximum of 500 degrees. So here we go. I'll spray the second side before flipping. Oh yeah, look at those grill marks. I love this Ninja Woodfire. And now to check the temperatures. Renee likes hers rare at 125 degrees and I like mine medium rare at around 135 degrees. Okay, I'll check the temperatures again and I think they're getting pretty close. Flip and turn to get those cross grid marks. Not necessary, it just looks good. Okay, I think they're ready. I know it's not proper English, but ain't they pretty? I mean, these are fit for a king. And when you're glamping, you are a king. Renee and I are going to enjoy this. Thank you for joining us on this video today, and please give it a thumbs up. It really helps. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Our 27-year-old grandson, Jonathan, will join us in the next video's cooking segment, cooking beautiful hamburgers over the campfire. And let me tell you, you don't want to miss that. So until then, may the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.